got to do. Yo. Jeez. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? We're back with hopefully no more technical difficulties because yesterday was fucking irritating. Like, I was on a roll for a second. We had two good Admin Preach videos, and then at some point, my fucking mic just decided to die on me. And so I just fucking ended the stream. It got a new battery, so hopefully that won't happen again. But, right now, we have an interesting topic today. Big Brains no longer want to sponsor Pride Parades, presented by Miss Patience Zena. Let's see what she's talking about.
So, the annual global Pride parades are about to start taking place, and some companies have announced that they will be withdrawing their sponsorships this year. Some of those companies include Comcast, Anheuser-Busch, as well as Diageo, who have announced that they have withdrawn their sponsorships from San Francisco Pride. PepsiCo, Nissan, and Citibank have also announced that they will not be returning to sponsor NYC Pride. And MasterCard, Nissan, PepsiCo, and Citibank have also stated that they will not be sponsoring the NYC Pride March either.
You know, taking a piss off that. So I wonder, like, every time I hear about like sponsors stopping doing stuff with Pride and this and whatnot, I always think about back to the whole Dylan Mulvaney shit, and I wonder if like that Bud Light stuff, like people still think about like all these big name brands, like no, we're not doing that shit no more. I wonder if it's like just because of that. Because if this whole video was just that, I would not be surprised.
There have been reports saying that this is all happening due to Trump's crackdown on DEI, as companies are claiming that they fear receiving tariffs for showing their support. This is something that is addressed within this article that I saw on the website from day.
They fear receiving tariffs from showing support?
Trump's crackdown on DEI, as companies are claiming that they fear receiving tariffs for showing their support.
I can see the correlation, but I don't think that's the case. Like, I can see why that would be a fear, but I don't think it'd be that big of a fear because DI isn't just for like homosexual community. It's also for racial equity and shit. I don't think that would be a tariff thing as well. I don't think he would tariff a company for doing that. I don't think he would really even care. Like, it's marketing. It's always been marketing, right? Hey, I don't think that he would even care.
This is something that is addressed within this article that I saw on the website from day one. As Pride Month nears and Worldwide Pride prepares to mark its 50th anniversary in Washington, D.C., the celebration comes with a question. Where did all the corporate allies go? In years past, brands jumped at the chance.
I mean, all I can think about is Dylan Mulvaney. And you know what? Probably Latino too with all this Disney shit. I'm not gonna hold you.
To market themselves as allies during Pride Month. Companies like Nike, Target, and Apple poured millions into Pride campaigns with Pride-themed products, promotional materials, and partnerships. In the month of June, rainbows could be found anywhere you looked, from social media to trains, cars, and store shelves. While Pride has become a major corporate initiative with Fortune 500 companies sponsoring parades and selling rainbow products, skeptical members of the LGBTQ+ community have criticized these efforts as performative, and the term rainbow washing gained traction in media.
Has it not always been performative? I can't think of a single big brand thing that would change their fucking profile pictures to that translucent flag thing, or some variation of the logo with the flag over it, or flag colors. That wasn't performative. Xbox has done it like for so many years. Every time I notice it every year when they change their shit. But I guess I didn't notice this year. I wasn't paying that much attention. But yeah, going back, I can't see any company that hasn't been performative unless that company was just built from the ground up with, you know, the LGB in its DNA to begin with. Otherwise, it's just marketing.
This year, as the economic and political landscape has changed, those who doubted the depth of corporate commitment have been validated. Many companies are quietly, or not so quietly, stepping back from their rainbow-filled marketing efforts and broader DEI commitments. Since Jan 21, when President Trump signed an executive order calling DEI dangerous, demeaning, and immoral. The belief that these companies were simply being performed.
Okay, I see where the fear's coming from again, but I still don't think he would tariff you for that. Especially if you're like I don't think tariffs aren't working that way. Tariffs are for international negotiation. It's not for domestic fucking ideology shit, I don't think.
Formative and not being truly authentic in their support of the LGBTQ plus community when they were providing their sponsorships is a sentiment that I've also seen echoed on TikTok.
I think last year at Pride there was like 47% less brands than the year before, and this is what the big problem where we always talk about, like the pink washing or the pink pound. Like, are you supporting us or are you just profiting off us at this time? And are you going to be there when it gets hard? And it's getting harder. You know, we're losing spaces, we're losing performers, we're losing artists, we're losing people that are struggling because of the weight of the world at the minute and how toxic it's become. And that's why spaces and prides are so important. And that's when you go back to your point about being an ally, that's what is so important. Like showing up now when it's getting harder, you know?
Personally, I'm not entirely.
Yeah, I truly don't understand why any like individual person would think any corporation likes them. I love Xbox, but I don't think they care about me as an individual. The shit that I care about as a person, you know. Like, yeah, it's like you relied on them for all your monetization, and now that they're showing their true colors, you're surprised. You really shouldn't be surprised. I'm very surprised that you're surprised.
Entirely sure I'm convinced that all of this is happening simply because of Trump and his DEI executive order. I think if anything, Trump has worked as a very useful scapegoat for many of these companies, but I personally don't actually buy it. And the reason why I don't is because when you actually look further into some of these companies, they're not completely withdrawing their sponsorships entirely from all Pride events across the country in the US. What I've noticed with some of them is that they're just being more selective about which Pride events they give their sponsorships to. For example, Anheuser-Busch pulled their sponsorship from the San Francisco Pride as well as the St. Louis Pride, but yet they are still sponsoring Charlotte Pride. If you're willing to support some Pride events, but you're...
You know why? Or I can guess why. I can't really say for sure because I've never watched a parade before, but I've seen clips of parades, right? Especially when you had the whole like naked dudes parade in front of the kids that were front row. That's the shit I'm thinking about. And I think that's because that shit is what's going on in California. That shit doesn't happen in Charlotte. So I was like, well, that's fine because, you know, they're not doing naked shit in front of kids or shit like that. They're not going too far with it, so we can support this one, right? Yeah, optics are everything. Everything.
You're not wanting to support others, then it seems less about you supporting Pride events in general and more so about you just not wanting to support certain Pride events, which is what leads me to wonder if maybe some of the reason why some of these companies are pulling back their sponsors is more so to do with reputational concerns. I think that some of these companies just simply don't want to be...
You really don't want to be associated. Like, you don't want to have Bud Light on the side of a giant parade on like the skirts of a parade float. Big blue ass Bud Light all around it, with surrounding it being 99% naked people in collars and gimp suits and shit in front of kids and whatnot. You don't want that. Again, optics are everything, right?
Be associated or don't want to be marketed at some of these Pride events because of the kind of stuff that happens at them, especially when it comes to San Francisco Pride. I remember last year there were a lot of TikTok videos of people calling out a lot of the behavior and the antics that were taking place at San Francisco Pride.
Thank God Pride Month is over. Matter of fact, can we cancel Pride Month altogether so y'all can stop embarrassing the community on such a large and public scale?
You know what's crazy? We almost have the same eyebrows, but mine aren't done. That's crazy.
Pride is not an exception to that, all right? Have fun, celebrate, shake some ass, but keep it cute, keep it classy, and most importantly, keep it in your pants until the circuit party or after party. Remember when I said that at the beginning of Pride Month? Of course, y'all couldn't even do that. Have you guys seen the videos from San Francisco Pride this past weekend? If you do decide to do your own research, I'm just gonna warn you, viewer discretion is advised. It's so vulgar. I can't even explain the things that were happening or else I will get chopped off of this platform. My question is, what does that stuff have to do with your sexuality or your gender identity or whatever the fuck else they added to the community at this point? I'm gonna say something pretty controversial right now. Maybe some rights do need to be taken away because rights have been provided and you guys use that as an excuse to have a fucking free-for-all.
I wouldn't say removed or taken away completely, but restrictions on things like the right to free expression. You can put some restrictions on that for sure. Because a lot of this shit also kind of very far crosses the line of indecent exposure. Right, you're overlapping some shit now, right? You can definitely say, "Hey, that's indecent exposure." If it's your kink, it's your kink, or if it's your identity, it's your identity. But you're crossing the line now into indecent exposure. You know, it's very simple.
Activities that were happening in the streets of San Francisco are absolutely inappropriate no matter what the occasion is. And for me to say that, somebody who's very clearly a part of the community, would seem crazy to most, but I am so over the foolishness at this point. These indecent activities were literally being protected by law enforcement officers that were on the property at that point in time. These people should have been arrested and put on a list somewhere. That is the shit that I'm talking about. I can't even make jokes this year about the videos that I saw coming out of San Francisco. It's truly embarrassing and classless, and we need to do better. Great job, guys. Y'all did such an amazing job representing the community this year. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.
So now I do wonder if what we're actually seeing now is just a blowback of all of that. But these companies clearly don't feel comfortable to condemn the behavior.
But not just a blowback of all that. It's a blowback from the past, like, fucking how many years or so. People have been fed up with this shit for a long time, especially parents. And ironically, some parents are the ones kind of letting their kids be front row. But, it's not just that. It's everything. It's the behavior, it's the people losing their jobs, the people getting harassed. It's the like I even remember back when Hogwarts Legacy was coming out and all that fucking drama went down with J.K. Rowling being the creator of the world, but she had nothing to do with the actual game itself. And then we had how many VTubers, how many streamers getting harassed off the platform because of the perceived, like, because, you know, the whole association thing. Oh, you playing the game, you're transphobic. People got harassed off the fucking platform. That shit is crazy. People were fed up with that shit from even before then. But there's so many other things rather than just the pride stuff itself that is like, especially since now that censorship has been rolled back a lot. People are allowed to say what they want to say without getting canceled, really. And it's actually really good. That's why things are turning around, like, snowballing really fast, as in over the past, like, year or so.
That took place at these Pride events. So they're not going to just outwardly say we're not going to advertise at your events because of all the stuff you were getting up to, in case they get accused of being homophobic or whatever. Right. So they would much rather say it's because of Trump. And I wouldn't be surprised if these reputational concerns are why many of these other companies are choosing to pull back a bit, because the truth is Pride has become a lot more controversial over the years, partly because of some of the behavior that's been taking place at the events, whether it's people doing sexual acts in public or turning up in fetish gear, etc. But also there has been a lot of negative press around Pride in recent years because of the fact that children have started being seen at these events, with parents bringing their young children to these events, which has been a whole drama within itself because of some of the things that happen at these Pride events. Now, while some companies aren't completely pulling back their support, you know, as we discussed with Anheuser-Busch, for example, they've just chosen not to support certain Pride events, but they are supporting others. There are some companies who have completely pulled back their support altogether, and some of those companies include Nissan, PepsiCo, as well as Citibank. Nissan did release a statement when they were asked why they decided to stop sponsoring Pride events, and they basically explained that they had chosen to review all their marketing and sales spending to maximize efficiency. So that to me kind of suggests that perhaps...
It's always been about the marketing, and now it's looking so profitable. Well, we have other things to pay for now.
they weren't really seeing a massive return on their investment from promoting themselves at these Pride events, so they've just decided to scrap it altogether, especially now that there isn't like a really, really strong incentive from the government to do it. So it seems like they've just decided to stop. The other reason why I'm personally skeptical that all of this is happening purely because of the Trump administration is because this isn't something that is only happening in the US. For example, over here in the UK, the BBC released this article which stated that Worthing's Pride event might not be able to go ahead this year. This was after they failed to raise £6,000 to cover the operation fees. So usually a main sponsor covers...
You know what's also a popular thing over in the UK is when recently, I meant to cover this, but I got fucking busy, how the Supreme Court over there ruled that, you know, women are women, and, you know, that whole thing, like drawing the line, like, hard into law. And that was big news. That's probably also why things are changing a lot in UK when it comes to sponsorships and shit. Because now it's like, oh, we don't have to pander to this shit no more? Alright, bet.
Half of that £6,000 fee, but this time around they struggled to secure a main sponsor. So I did have a look at what companies or, you know, organizations had previously sponsored Worthing's Pride, and some of the names include Nando's, Percenti Healthcare, Goring Hall, and HSBC Bank. And none of those are American-based or American-owned companies. So what Trump is doing is going to have a very minimal effect on them, yet they've still pulled back their support, which is what makes me skeptical that all of this is only happening purely because of what Trump is doing with his DEI executive order. Another thing that I also found really interesting about this BBC article is that it also stated that usually another portion of the funding comes from them selling tickets, so from individuals and groups buying tickets to attend Pride. But this time around, they found that there's actually been a drop in the number of people who have been applying to take part, which means that it's not just the companies themselves, it's not just the big corporations who are pulling back their sponsors. There are less people in general who want to buy tickets and attend. And so this has also made it really hard for Worthing's Pride to be able to gather enough money to try and make this event go ahead. So what they've had to resort to is just contacting local businesses and hoping that they can all chip in so that they can try and raise the money to try and get this to go ahead, because they've really struggled to secure a main sponsor, and so they now just kind of scrap that idea and they're just trying to see if they can still make something happen by just asking local businesses to support. So it definitely does seem like something bigger is going on there if people aren't even interested in buying tickets as much as they used to. I think it could be a number of reasons for why people might not want to buy tickets to attend Pride as much as they used to anymore. It might be partly to do with some of the stuff that people have seen at these Pride events. They probably don't want to be a part of it necessarily, but it could also be because of the fact that I've noticed that within the community there is like a growing sentiment that people feel these events are just no longer necessary. I've seen a lot of people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual express the fact that they just don't think Pride is needed anymore because of how much progress we've managed to make when it comes to same-sex attracted people's rights and their acceptance. A lot of people just don't really feel that Pride events are really that necessary anymore because, you know, they've served their purpose. They don't really think there's a need to still have them in this day and age when most people really don't care about your sexuality. And so that could be part of the reason why some people don't want to go, along with the fact that they also just don't want to be around some of the inappropriate stuff that happen at these events. I think overall, it's no secret that corporations and companies, their number one priority is making money. And so if Pride has become a lot more unpopular with the general public because of some of the antics that take place in them, or just general people just not really caring as much about it, then companies don't really have as much of an incentive to provide sponsors for them or to advertise at them because they're likely not seeing a massive return on these investments. And for the Pride events that have really bad reputations, a lot of companies don't want to be associated with that. They don't want to be seen as supporting that. And I can completely understand why some people within the community may feel as though this is just evidence that all of these companies were just performative and didn't truly care or truly support. They were just supporting just to look good. Personally, I think you should have already noticed that when they were plastering the flag, the rainbow flag, all over their logos, only in certain countries, but not doing it in other countries where they probably need more advocacy there. I think...
Right, like I remember when Ubisoft was doing Oh no! When Spider-Man 2 came out, and the Chinese version or the Saudi Arabian version, Middle Eastern version, with all the LGBT stuff removed from it, like did very well. But they noticed that all that shit was gone because it wouldn't sell. They wouldn't be allowed to be sold in that region with that stuff there, right? So they removed it for the money, right? It's all marketing and performative.
Should have probably already told you.
And I'm pretty sure that version, a lot of people, if I remember right, a lot of people like went and like got that version and said it was like way better. Oh shit! I hit mute again.
Companies, but also on top
Sorry,
of
girl.
that, when it
Bring it back.
in other countries where they probably need more advocacy there, I think that should have probably already told you that it was always performative from the beginning for many
Yeah.
of these companies. But also on top of that, when it comes to the companies who were supporting and now haven't supported due to reputational concerns, I also think if we're going to be fair, I don't think it's reasonable for you to think that a company or companies should sponsor you and support you and just throw money in your direction regardless
Yeah.
of what you do. I just think it's completely unrealistic to think that any of these companies are going to just continuously support you even if you behave in the most degenerate way. Like if you're going to get up to stuff that the general public disapproves of or doesn't think highly of, I don't think it should be so shocking when brands no longer want to work with you, because ultimately public image is very, very important, which is part of the reason why they supported you, because at the time supporting these kind of events was seen as the positive thing to do and it would cause them to be viewed negatively if they didn't. Now, because of all the kind of stuff that people have seen happening at these events, because of social media and, you know, people posting all the stuff that they're witnessing there, it's now become a bad look for them to be associated with some of these pride events. And so I don't think it's really reasonable or realistic to think that these companies should just support regardless of what you do, because ultimately they have and always will care about their public image. I mean, it's the same reason why YouTube demonetizes channels. You know, if you're a channel on YouTube and you gain a lot of really negative press, especially in the mainstream media, very shortly, more than likely, your channel will be demonetized, because YouTube just doesn't want that. YouTube just quite simply doesn't want to have to deal with that, because advertisers kick up a fuss about it because they don't want to be shown on your channel or on your content because of the fact that they think it's like quite harmful, or they think it's like not a good look on them. So yeah, it's just, this is how businesses are. They have to.
You know, it's kind of funny because a lot of people try to be very family friendly for the bag, and like not cursing and all that stuff, not doing anything too crazy, not doing all this whatever the third. But you see other channels, and other channels just be cursing all the time, showing some crazy shit. You know, just saying what they want to say and doing what they want to do because they're not doing something too crazy. But I feel like Hims sponsors a lot of things, and or like alcohol brands will sponsor channels, or I've seen sponsor channels that will curse and smoke on cam and do whatever because like their you know things align. Which is very interesting because I want to know, like, obviously it's down to the sponsors themselves. I'm curious to see what sponsors will sponsor, like, not literally anything, but like will sponsor the most, like are the most tolerant of such things.
Be like this to survive. You know, they have to be able to appeal to the general public in order for them to survive. So personally, I think it's unreasonable to think you can get up to any shenanigans you please and act however you want and be as non-family friendly as you possibly could be and think that you're going to receive a lot of mainstream corporate support, because a lot of these companies simply don't want their names attached to anything that's remotely controversial. So, you know, it's just kind of how it works, really. It's just kind of how it is. If these pride events want to continue having mainstream sponsorships, they are going to have to become a lot more family friendly and a lot more cautious about how they behave. And if they don't want to do that, because, you know, if they don't have to, if they don't want to, then they also have to accept the consequences that comes with that, which means you're not going to necessarily receive all the sponsorships from all of these brands that you wanted. But yeah, I would like to know what you think about all this. Do you think that this is going to be the end of the commercialization of Pride? Do you think that that's a good thing, or do you think that's a bad thing? And tell me why you think so in the comments. I would love to read your thoughts. If you've enjoyed this video, you may as well like and subscribe. Thank you so much for giving me your time today, and I will see you.
I'm pretty sure I'm already subscribed to you. But you know, this kind of just goes to show that the extremists always do. I am already subscribed. That the extremists really be ruining shit, right? Because as she said before, that there's this other people in the LGBT community that just don't really care about it anymore. But they see the extremists are the ones still pushing to do it and to do all the fucking weird shit in front of the kids, right? And the ones still pushing to do all these pride stuff, and that's going to be a bad look on LGBT in general to the layman person, because all the layman's going to see is the pride flag and then know that means gay, and then see the pride flag above these the people doing degenerate shit in the street. It's really quite sad. Just like how I think sometime last year Blair White made a video about the LGB trying to divorce from the TQ plus because the TQ plus is making them look bad, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, they already have their own flag. Might as well just kind of wedge that shit in there. You know what I'm saying? But enough about that. We have some more Abba Preach and the Catchup on week 3 of the Diddy trials. Oh boy, that like I really did try to keep up with that, like the day to day with the fucking law and crime. But that shit is a lot. It is a whole lot to have everyone to be a part of every stream. That's just a whole lot. So I do like doing these recaps. Thank you, Abba Preach. I appreciate you.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Some of y'all might be wondering where Preach is.
Turn that
It's
shit
just me and you.
down.
Is that a Cassie reference? Of course. Take that, take that, take that. Baby, tell me if you like it. All right. Now, for those of you not familiar with this channel, we do like to crack jokes. So if you're looking for a 100% complete, serious analyzing of this case, this is not the place, all right? Obviously, there's a lot of heavy topics, but there's a lot of fucking funny shit, all right? Diddy was chasing this bitch, and he's like, yo, where Cassie at? And he was running through his assistant's apartment, and at one point, he's like, yo, check the oven. And I'm like, that's crazy. He's really,
What the fuck?
I'm just saying, there's a lot of craziness. So, with that in mind, I want to be able to crack some jokes here and there, definitely laugh about it, but also give you a breakdown of everything that happened this week. This doesn't mean there's not a serious topic, but at the end of the day, who want to be serious for 25 minutes? Not me. But if it's you, you should click off now. Now, with that in mind, let me grab my baby oil.
Shut your ass up.
In order to get in the mood, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm properly zesty.
This man commits to the fucking bit, bro.
I want to get in the mind of a predator.
He's been committing
so this is how she
bit
had to
for
be
so
at all
long.
times for Diddy when they was about to freak off. Make sure she all shiny, ready to blast off. You
I
dig?
didn't remember that.
Lather
He
it
did
all
say
up.
that.
And for those of you wondering, oh, Abba, you just like getting crazy when Preacher's not there. You wrong. The first time Preach saw me oiled up was on camera. Matter of fact, editor
Nigga,
roll the clip.
stop.
This is how you like Cassie.
Oh.
What the fuck is going on?
You wanna help me?
Dog, you dripping, bro.
Make sure I get it. Baby, tell me if you like it. Hey, that's my #1 artist, Cassie. Yeah, that's her #1 hit song. Where is she? Where's her other music?
Is it really? I thought her #1 song was fuck, me and my boy were just singing this in the fucking kitchen a couple days ago. You? What? Promise? I think it's Promise. I thought that was her most popular song. You, that song.
Like, don't worry about it, bro. She's busy right now, getting all dolled up and shiny for me. Yeah, get up in that hotel, bitch. Oh, some of you wonder where Preach is? Hey, listen, he's out there just doing gay
me
shit
and
with his
you,
wife,
I think
taking
that's what's
vacation and shit. So he left me here to work by myself. Yeah, he don't like being around straight niggas too much, so he left me all by my lonesome.
Crazy about you.
I miss you, Preach.
Don't fucking touch me with the
I'll touch you with my. I called Preach earlier. Yeah. I was just like, I'll be missing you. He didn't reply. But that just means he really missed me. Because you know us, bad boys for life.
Nigga,
First, let's go over
stop.
what Diddy's facing. Diddy's facing 5 different counts, 3 different charges. 1 for racketeering, 2 counts for trafficking, and 2 counts for violating the Mann Act, which is the prostitution across state ground,
Right.
which is illegal. All right. So for all you dirty dick toms out there who like to bring prostitutes over state lines, bang them and pay them, yeah, you committing a crime. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, when she getting flued out, don't discuss no finances. You might go to jail, stupid. I'm just telling you, yeah, you don't want to be up here with me and Diddy. Because we gonna have that butt oiled up. Yeah. It ain't gay either. That's just us making sure you shiny before it's showtime. Stop fucking being a trick, stupid. So RICO, which is the racketeering that he's facing. Essentially how that functions is that it means that you run a criminal enterprise, or you are part of a criminal enterprise. That could be a business, that could be a gang, that could be a lot of different things. Well, Abba, how do we find Diddy guilty of, being a really bad boy? It's easy. There's 6 predicate acts. A predicate act is essentially a charge that you have to be found guilty of for this thing to be possible. Meaning, it's like, how would I explain this? Me being my mom's child is predicated on the fact that either A, she adopted me, B, she birthed me. One of the 2 options, right? So with that in mind, okay, for Diddy to be found guilty of racketeering, there's 6 different charges. He only needs to be found of 2 potential ones. The 6 options are kidnapping, arson, bribery, trafficking, prostitution, and
Obstruction of justice. He definitely has that one with paying motherfuckers off. Listen, for the tapes, listen, that one's a slam dunk. Bribery, well, I guess that'll be bribery. Obstruction of justice would be what? Witnesses and shit, witness tampering, getting rid of evidence, shit like that. Kidnapping, we went through over that one with the assistant. Going over to taking the assistant for Kid Cudi's hit thing, that was weird, but it was still technical fucking kidnapping. That's crazy.
And I believe
you can get all of them.
Distribution of some
Get
sorts.
them all.
Okay, so this is the 6 potential acts. I'll put a little,
Narcotics
graphic
and
up
baby
there
oil.
just to clarify. But I'm going off the top of the dome. So we've heard a lot of testimony today. We've heard from Cassie, her family, many staff members. This week was the worst week for the Diddy Master. All right, Puffy Nipple Combs is stressing this week, and I'll tell you why. First off, we had Capricorn Clark testify. She was one of Diddy's assistants, she testified to a lot of things the other assistants testified to, which is he was incredibly controlling, incredibly violent. But the most poignant part, which I think everyone needs to hear, is that she corroborated Cudi's story. Remember Kid Cudi alleged that Diddy came to his house, broke in, moved stuff around, essentially trying to intimidate him because he was dating Cassie, and then shortly afterwards, somebody cut into the top of his Porsche and threw a Molotov cocktail that set his car on fire. He blames Diddy for this, but a lot of people said there's no proof. How do we know that Diddy was ever at his house? But there's no one who saw him. Well, that's wrong. There's multiple people who saw him, and they testified this week. So let's start with Capricorn Clark, who's his assistant. One morning, apparently Diddy just showed up at her house, which he'd never done before. She looked through the peephole. He had a gun.
Yeah, that's what I was just
and here's a little
about.
fun fact. He also wore a pair of pants that was ripped right down the middle and showed his trousers. Ooh, he a freaky boy. I like that. Take that. So she opens the door, and he said, yo, where the fuck is Cassie? Hey, we gonna kill this nigga right now. His words. She was terrified. She didn't want to. And he said, bitch, I don't care what you want. Get fucking dressed. So he forced her to get in the car. As they drive off with the security guard and Capricorn in tow, she's terrified. She thinks Diddy about to kill this man. So she called them, thus corroborating the call that Kid Cudi said he and Cassie received when Diddy was on the way to his place. Cudi starts freaking out. Capricorn says, stay away. I think he might kill him. What ends up happening? Diddy arrives at Kid Cudi's house. Him and the security guard, according to Cassie, go into Cudi's house. They start moving shit around, and that's where Cudi's testimony about the dog being locked in the bathroom, presents being opened, someone clearly going through his house becomes much more credible because his own staff saw Diddy go in. What she testified to next is really interesting because apparently Cudi drove past the house speeding, and then Diddy loses his mind. He said, yo, chase that nigga, we gonna kill him. So they speed off and start chasing him as police are also pulling into Kid Cudi's house. This is where she gets crazy, right? They speed off and chase him, and then eventually they tail off because they're saying it's too crazy right now. The security tails off. Why is this important? One, it places Diddy at the scene of the break-in, puts a witness who says they saw Diddy go in, and corroborates everything that Cudi said.
We need that bodyguard.
We'll come back to this a little bit afterwards. But more from Capricorn Clark. Clark, Combs, and his security guard went to a nearby nightclub after the Cudi incident. She said Combs directed Clark to call Cassie Ventura and tell her that he has me, and he's not going to let me go until I come get her. Kidnapping. Remember that RICO charge that we was telling you about? It was important. Combs told her, if you guys don't convince him of that, I'll kill all of you, saying that if you guys don't convince Cudi not to talk to the police, I'll kill everyone. Again, these threats of violence are important because the overarching idea from the prosecution is that this man was incredibly violent, incredibly controlling, and basically this is also going to play into the trafficking idea because the prosecution is trying to lay the case that, oh wait, I want to make sure you see my eyes. Take that, take that, take that. The prosecution is trying to lay the case that Cassie Ventura couldn't consent because she was coerced, either through threats in regards to her career or violence, in which case we saw the video and the beatings. So they're saying, guys, there's no way she can even have an option to say no because if she does, she gets beaten or she gets coerced with threats. Okay, I think this is probably the most poignant part of Capricorn Clark's, but hey guys, you know me, I'm gonna be fair. The defense also raised some good points about her credibility. They pointed out the text messages after the fact where she wished Diddy happy birthday, or said kind things to him, or wanted to work with him for multiple years after the fact. And the defense raised the question, if this was such an evil man, why would you want to work with him?
To stay in his good graces so you don't get fucking killed, blackmailed, blacklisted, and like really any reason. To be cordial. You can be cordial, and you can be like, hey, I'm still nice to you, right? I'm not talking. See, happy birthday.
And then I think she had a rebuttal that kind of saved it, but not really. She essentially said, this man controlled the industry. I couldn't get work if he didn't recommend me. And I just wanted to be able to feed my kids because I had a young child at home, and I needed this job, and it was my dream to be in this industry, okay? Keep a note of that, because I want to come back to this topic later. But like I said, I feel like the defense did a half-decent job in regards to poking holes in her, the way those escorts did to Cassie. Let me move on. I think I need more baby oil. Let me put it. Nigga. Who needs baby oil when your personality shines like I do? Exactly. Now, the fire expert. They had a fire expert come in, and he was the one who investigated in regards to the car bombing. According to the fire expert, for him, this was clearly a case of arson. Someone had cut open the hood, threw a Molotov cocktail. Here's a testimony from a police officer who went to Cuddy's home. This witness was important because he noticed that the Escalade that Capricorn Clark had testified to, he noticed it in front of Diddy's car. And when asked how, he said, well, because I noticed it kind of stood out and I ran the plates. And when he ran the plates, it came back to Bad Boy Records. Boom. So that places Diddy's vehicle right in front of Kid Cudi's house. They also have the witness inside the vehicle testifying to the fact that Diddy broke in and they witnessed him. So now you have two unrelated people testifying to the same thing. Again, important. Hey man, this corroborates what Cassie, Kid Cudi, Capricorn said about what Diddy did. He was in them bushes, boy. He said he also saw the car speed off, which again corroborates the fact that Capricorn was saying we chased Cudi's car.
Right.
The next witness, which I personally think is probably one of the most damning witnesses against Diddy, Deontay Nash, the fabulous, the great stylist himself. He was looking good when he walked up in there, Daddy.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
So what he said is he witnessed multiple beatings, which
so
again,
weird.
I think all of these people, and you know what I think was interesting about the big beatings is a lot of them witnessed beatings that Cassie didn't even testify to, which tells you she was getting beat so often that when they brought her on the stand, they didn't even go through many of them. But this one in particular is important because he said he witnessed Diddy threaten her career by telling her if she didn't do what he said, her music wouldn't come out. He would contact her parents and make sure they lost their jobs. He would send the videos of the freak-offs of her to everyone. He witnessed Diddy make those threats. So what is this important for? Because it goes to the idea of coercion, right? Not just the threats of violence or taking her life, but also he witnessed the violence itself, but he also witnessed the coercion aspect, which is like, I control your life. You don't have a say in what you're going to do because I control your career, your finances, and I can come for your parents. Now, when people say, oh, well, she consented to everything, the prosecution's going to, I think, successfully argue that you can't consent when someone has this much control over you and they're making constant threats. The stylist, after she was threatened with release of tapes, the stylist asked Cassie why she wouldn't let them just come out. It would expose Diddy as well since he's on the tape. And she says, no, he's always behind the camera so they would only see me. He also corroborated Cassie that numerous times she told him that she didn't want to go to the free cost, but if she didn't, he would get mad. One time when he beat her, they wouldn't take her to the hospital. They wanted to take her to the hospital, but he forced her to go to a surgeon who would clean it up and make sure everything was kept hush-hush. The testimony was incredibly poignant from all the people who had attended. A lot of the court reporters were saying this guy, you could tell the jury was really paying attention. Everything felt incredibly believable. One of the notable lines during his testimony, apparently during one of the beatings, Deontay Nash was actually one of the first people who tried to defend Cassie. So as Diddy was beating her, even though the man is small, he jumped on Diddy's back, and then Diddy just spinned him the fuck off. And then he hit another assistant and went back to beating Cassie. And during that beating, he's whomping on her, and then he looks at the others, he goes, "Look what you made me do!" And then he looked at the gay guy and the female assistant, he goes, "That's why you bitches ain't got no man." Which,
the fuck?
I'm not gonna lie, that's a crazy thing to say in the middle of a beating, but I digress. Now we go to another damning witness, and she's victim number 2.
This was tasers and pepper spray
remember,
come
there's
in,
4 alleged victims in this, maybe 3. One of them may not be testifying, but the second victim, who under the pseudonym Mia, testified today. She says, Mia testified to what her job was. She was tasked with cleaning up the room, describing the state of them as a nightmare with baby oil, candle wax, and sometimes blood left behind in many of the hotel rooms. So she would clean before the hotel staff would arrive. She testified that Cassie often didn't want to do the free cough. She would get very upset at times, and he would ask, and she would get physically sick. Mia said she witnessed bruises on Cassie's body, fat lips, busted eyebrows, a gash on her forehead, and black eyes. The jury was shown a photo of Mia took of Ventura at the premiere of The Perfect Match. This was one of her movies. Mia testified that Ventura had bruising on her arm and under her eye that was covered by makeup. When Ventura's injuries were too obvious to cover up, she would stay in hotels, only leaving when healed enough to cover up. Mia detailed they weren't allowed to leave the room. Again, this is important. This goes to the kidnapping charge. And from what I understand, security was put right in front of the door to make sure that Cassie couldn't leave. Why is this important? Because when they're proving the RICO case, they're trying to allege that this was a criminal enterprise. If Puff Daddy, if the diddler uses his employees to further crimes, that's RICO. In one instance, Mia was woken up to Cass running and screaming into the room. She was screaming for help, saying, "You gotta help me, he's gonna kill me." She testified that she often observed Puff when he was high, so she was used to him. During many of the beatings, he wasn't under the influence of anything, however. This hurts the defense because their big claim is that Puff was an addict and he would sometimes get violent when he was under the influence of drugs. But what her and many of the other witnesses have...
Yeah, that doesn't ever hold up. Being under the influence is not an excuse to be an abuser or an asshole in general.
Testify to is that oftentimes his mood would switch and it wasn't always related to drugs, and through many of the beatings that was the case. This is important. She also claimed that Diddy controlled every aspect of Cassie's life, including her work, who she could spend time with, what she could wear. He also had her credit cards, car, and all of that was placed under his company's name, even her apartment, meaning everything she had was under his company's name. He controlled her completely financially. And this corroborates what another assistant who really likes Diddy, remember he was on the stand, he didn't want to testify. He's like, I actually like the guy, I don't mind him. But he remember he asked Cassie at one point, he's like, why don't you just leave? And she says, he controls everything. He controls my whole life, my money, everything. This corroborates that because here's another assistant testifying to the fact that every aspect of Cassie's life was under this man's control. And then also, this is something really fucked up. Diddy at one point stole her phone and then ran away with it and locked himself in the bathroom. After coming out, he said, I sent all of your compromising or inappropriate photos to my phone so that I got something on you, just in case you got something on me. This is something he said to Mia. So Mia is the person, victim number 2, claims that on 2 different occasions, Sean Combs forced himself on her. All right, there was one time she was asleep in his home and she wasn't allowed to lock her door because in Puffy's house, when assistants would stay, which for her, she had to always be around him, they weren't allowed to lock their door. It's his house, his rules, don't lock your door, which is crazy. Essentially, one night she woke up and Puff was on top of her, basically undoing his pants and then forced himself out of her. She talks about how brief it was, but how it felt like a long time. She kind of testified to another incident where she was told to pack his stuff for a trip, which was, as his assistant, she always had to do. And in doing so, he came into the room and forced himself into her mouth, that she breaks down on the stand. A lot of people who were in the court kind of described the scene of her being a bit hysterical there. So now you have Brian Steele. Brian Steele is basically questioning her on whether or not these incidents ever happened. And he candidly says to her, "This never happened, did it?" And she said, "Yes, it did." "Did you ever call the police?"
All right.
Mia says, "No." "Why not?" "I believe Puff's authority was above the police. This was before the social media and #MeToo era. There were no examples of people standing up. I thought it was under confidentiality deal with Puff's business." And I think this is like really important because when people ask, why didn't they leave? Why didn't they do this? Before the Weinstein case and a lot of the stuff that followed afterward.
Pickle! What's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
A lot of people were all powerful when it came to the industry. And I can speak a little about this from personal experience because when I moved to Los Angeles when I was 20, which would have been 2010 approximately, I remember being around a lot of dancers, being a lot around entertainers because it's kind of a word that mingles very quickly. And even on a smaller scale, choreographers had so
I'm doing alright, bro. Just catch up on all this stuff. Your girl on tonight? Or hey, your girl been?
much control over the industry, who
How
would
was
go
SmackDown
who
last
would do
night?
this, and
How'd that
it
end
wasn't
up?
until 10 years later that many of the predators that people spoke about in that industry were outed. But at that time, they were so insulated. They would go after kids, they would go after adults, they would promise them gigs and all this different kind of work, or they would force themselves on people. And they said, "Listen, bitch, no one's gonna believe you, and even if you do tell anyone, I'll make sure that you
What
never
the hell's
work."
Jackbox?
And I'll say this too, Mia, like many other people who worked for Diddy, a lot of these people are very drawn by the allure of the entertainment industry. They really want to make it. And there's a sense of desperation that I think for the average person, you guys can't understand. But for people who are like really interested in this stardom world, there's a lot they're sacrificing and tolerating in terms of beatings, grape, all these different things. And that's a part of the psyche. You're trying to balance many things. You're trying to balance your dreams, your aspirations. You're trying to balance how much harm you're
I feel you.
receiving. But another layer of this is that Diddy wasn't always consistently bad. And that's what everyone testified. He's like, when he was good, he was amazing. But when he was bad, he was horrible. And when you have these roller coasters of emotions, it's very easy to engage in cognitive dissonance. It's very easy to let go of the fact that on one hand, he's this. On the other, hey bitch, give me my right. There's two sides. It just takes me to take off the wig for you to see how real I can get. And this baby oil, I'ma put it on you. Take that, take that, take that. That should be a song. That should be a song.
No.
Wait, oh shit. I'm about to get back into business, baby. I think that was a really poignant part.
Yeah, no, we were talking about that yesterday before my fucking mic died. I heard what Trump said, and I don't believe he would. I truly don't. Even if he seems to be kind of on offense about it, on that when he was questioned about it, if he does what he says and were to look into it, he would immediately just say no. He cannot look at that video from the hotel and even pretend to pardon it. That will look awful for him. Even if he and Diddy are cool on terms, or he really doesn't know what's going on with him, which I would believe because he's a president of the United States. I don't think he would see pardoning Diddy as a good PR move. You know, that like if he didn't want to, like if he didn't want to say anything about Diddy, like say he was still cool with him, only thing he would do, he wouldn't pardon him, but he also wouldn't say anything bad either, right? He wouldn't condemn him like he would condemn Joe Biden's presidency, right? He probably wouldn't ever talk about it, right? But he still wouldn't pardon him. I could see him just doing that for the rest of forever.
To contextualize what everything is happening in. Personally, I think this week was probably one of the worst weeks for Diddy because up until this point, you know, everything really hinged on Cassie, maybe a few other testimonies, but this week really fleshed out the crimes and the basis for RICO. And then the trafficking, they're starting to layer a few more bricks where they're getting to that point. I think it's very hard for Diddy's defense to really do much in this case because even though they do a good job of poking holes into some of the people's credibility, the issue is that between people who like Diddy and still love him to this day and support him, or the people who hate Diddy, or the police officer, the fire chief, all these unrelated people, everyone is testifying very consistently to who Diddy is and what he was doing. And that makes all these little holes of credibility become kind of irrelevant because, like, if three different people who have no connection to each other all saying the same thing about the man, it's hard not to believe that over, but why did you send a birthday message? Why did you say you loved him? Why did you want to work? Like, these things don't hold the same weight, you know? And I think as a result, from where we stand today, I'm very confident they're going to get him, obviously, on the Mann Act violation because, I mean, they have the escorts, they have Cassie, they have the financial transactions, they have the flight charts. That's going to happen. So he's already looking at up to 10 years for those charts, and I think there's 2 of them. So depending on how that works, it's quite some time. And I'm pretty confident they got him on RICO. They don't have to have him on the trafficking. And I'll give you guys that. That may be one where they may not be able to prove it. But they got him on RICO. And RICO's no joke. You're talking about
No, they already have I'm taking the face off.
20 years.
And that.
It's right there.
There we go. They already have them on the prostitution. How many prostitutes have already come up and testified? At least 2, right? And they were from across state lines and shit. That's it may be very light or not trafficking in the sense of having a bunch of women stuffed into a fucking shipping container, but still trafficking.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'd be very curious to see how the next couple weeks, but I think right now the prosecution is doing a really good job of laying their case, and I think this week was probably one of the worst ones for Diddy because on cross-examination, when it comes to Deontay Nash, for example, the defense literally had nothing. They talked to him, it looked awkward, I was reading the transcripts, it wasn't convincing, so they couldn't poke a single hole into anything the man said, and he really corroborated that she was threatened, she was coerced, she was constantly beaten. So those are all things that leave the realm of domestic. You're not there anymore. Any of you guys use your business
far beyond.
If you run a business, you know this. You have to be really careful about your receipts. You have to be careful about what laws you violate. And the stakes for Diddy are so much higher than you can imagine because he's not just looking at jail time. If he's getting convicted on guilty, the government can seize his fortune. They can seize all the assets of Bad Boy Records.
That's another reason why Diddy wouldn't pardon. Oh, not Diddy. Trump wouldn't pardon Diddy because that money goes to the government. That's a lot of money for the government. That's way more money than anything that Diddy would be willing to part with for his freedom to Trump, in my opinion. Because either the government's taking your fortune or you're going to pay your fortune to Trump for the pardon. By the way, you ain't got shit. And again, it wouldn't be a good PR move, but still.
They can see all that money. It's possible that his family will lose most of their fortune. So that $400 million net worth may disappear. So the stakes are really high. I think this week in particular, I took a real serious interest in a lot of the testimony, and I think it was really damning. But yeah, that's most of what I got for today, folks.
Appreciate
Did y'all like that? Was I shining? Yeah.
Yes, you were shining.
Boys being boys. Hey,
this guy's being dudes.
Baby oil ain't gay. Babies are straight, because when they come out, they ain't got no sexuality. They just go goo goo gaga, my nigga. You feel me? Ain't nothing gay about going goo goo gaga. Yeah. So baby oil is just making sure that you got the opportunity to go back to the time where you was your straightest. When I'm coming with the boys, sometimes I'm like, hey man, you look a little tense. Let me lather it up. Yeah.
When you were your straightest?
Make sure you nice and smooth so that back is shiny. So when I'm beating it from behind, I could get a good look at just all your creases and domes. You dig what I'm saying? There's cheeks and then there's shiny cheeks. I got 2 of them here. But best believe I got 2. All right, stop playing. All I'm trying to say is,
yeah,
baby
goddamn,
oil
bro.
is something all of y'all should definitely include. Right now, we got the Diddler special, 2 Johnny Johnson bottles on Amazon for $25. Making sure that next time you getting with your girl and you doing gay shit, fellas, make sure that shit's shiny. All right, and for all my fellas who like being with the homies, make sure y'all can clearly see each other in the dark. Cause if you shine it, Cassie's lying. Hey, man, I think I'm gonna make my move. I'm about to run a solo channel, you know what I'm saying? You're about to be left alone with me. Tell me, baby. Tell me if you like it. Man, I need a solo crew, man. Priest. Yo, Priest can't hold a candle to me. For real, though. If you hold a candle to me, I'll blow it out.
Yeah, that's also me and you. That's what I'm thinking of.
All right.
Oh, you know what? That's kind of embarrassing. That's a Sierra song. Promise is a Sierra song. So what did he say? Her. I guess what he said before was right about her most popular song. I don't know why I got those 2 confused. I do like that song though. I can't sing it though. All right, what we got next? Oh, we got academic shit. A couple days ago, when that nigga Ab-Soul dropped that untitled song. We're gonna hear the part here. He said he gonna slap academics or smack academics when he see him, and academics has had some words for that. So let's hear from Acadiddy himself.
First son, across my belly, I put my one already.
Oh, hold on. Jeez, son.
Bar none, don't cross the 91 without a pass. You gon' need credentials and premium gas. And I'ma slap academics when I see them.
Absol, if you ever raise a hand at me, it'll be your last day on earth. You gonna enjoy Nipsey. Nipsey, King Von, Pac, all of y'all gonna be having a good time. Stop playing. Y'all don't talk tough to nobody. We ain't see you slap nobody. Can't even hear your voice, man. Stop.
See, okay. There's one thing that to bark back, act tough, you know, steel man yourself. When someone says they're gonna smack you when they see you in the fucking song, I totally understand that. But you brought up Nipsey Hussle, and like a lot of his Absol's past friends, and it feels like ever since fucking Daylight said that whole bridge bar, it's like people keep talking about Soul's like passed on friends. It's like, can this nigga catch a break? Like if it wasn't gonna if you were just saying that as like just a line in the song, before, he's gonna actually slap the shit out of you now. That's crazy. A lot of people have the right, or would feel justified in slapping the shit out of academics, but right now, like Absol really needs like to get some kind of. You heard the aggression in that song. Dude needs to get some fucking he needs to hit the gym or some shit, or have Acadiddy meet you in the fucking ring, bro.
Stop it. We don't believe you, and I'm going to the GNX concert. I'm either Toronto or I'm picking another day. So you go, I'm gonna be there. I'm going to you. You ain't coming to Jersey. You try to slap me, it's your last day on earth. You take your last couple deep breaths. Hope you wish your whole family. What are y'all talking about? What is you talking about? You're that little goofy shit y'all talking about, like, bro, it's not happening. What are you talking about? The violating you don't want to slap him, or maybe we're just rapping. I think you probably just rapping. I'm so not like that. The is this talking about? I got this goofy ass talking like this?
I would really 100% believe Absol is more about that life than you are. You said it would be his last day on earth. Listen, you're not about that life. Fucking Theodore from Chipmunks, Alvin and Chipmunks. Theodore looking at us. He ain't gonna do it. I mean, he may go to a concert, but I don't think Academics gonna do anything back. He might be surrounded by security. Look, I'm here. His short ass trying to fucking reach over the fucking 5'1" security. I'm here. Hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I could totally see it. I need to see this nigga get slapped, bro. I really do need to see that shit. But after that, I just saw this random ass Livingston Allen DJ Academics diss from Prince Angelus. I haven't heard it. I just saw it fucking pop up the other day. I put it on 3 days ago. Jeez. I need to hear. I don't know who the fuck this nigga is, but I need to hear this shit.
Every time he get a moment, he let us know that he's blessed. Projecting all his insecurities on us, never no less. When you come from nothing, I mean, I get it, I guess. Trying to fill a void through the liquor when you feel stressed. Not having moms around when she left you, I know that hurt you. Rejection from a woman first came from the one that birthed you. That's why it's hard to let go, not every woman deserves you. But that explains why you feel like women should serve you. I know about that.
Oh. That kind of hit. Motherfucker, all the volume.
They struggle.
That kind of hits hard for me because, well, my mom didn't abandon me, but my parents got divorced when I was young, and she was the one who like left the house. So it was like, that's crazy abandonment bar.
The liquor when you feel stressed. Not having moms around when she left you, I know that hurt you. Rejection from a woman first came from the one that birthed you. That's why it's hard to let go, not every woman deserves you. But that explains why you feel like women should serve you. I know about that everyday struggle popping out there. Got another family that he looks out for, that's not fair. Probably feeling like he never did love you, nor did he care. I see you going through some things you likely never would share. Kids need a balance of love from mom and they dads. Being accepted was something it seems you never had. But now you get it every time that you post, maybe a tad bit. It's true admiration I hate to see when you crash. Cause I see that child in you that never missed out on class. All that money in the world could never change your past. All the money in the world can never change your It makes sense on why you lacking respect. It's like you think love, it comes with all the success.
I was thinking because he got fucking cake slapped to his face like a little bitch.
All the money in the world can never change your It makes sense on why you lacking respect. It's like you think love, it comes with all the success. To all the lost souls, that's where you seen it connect. Streaming, telling all those lies you never seen it correct. I know you did things that you regret, manipulating women younger than you. I don't suggest losing self, or maybe you finding yourself in debt to society and all of its norms. I gotta let you know that money never did make the man. That's not a flex. What you see when you look in the mirror is what matters. When you lay at night, what you face when your eyes close, who you really are when the camera's off on that iPhone. Reality arresting your soul before you sign on. Be you are what they want you to be. Time to decide on. I see a man in battle with images that inspires. Versus who he is, he's nothing like what he was prior. To all the likes and comments and bank accounts that he's filled up. Trauma seems to lead when he walks. Hope you get healed up. I'm not here to judge, so I hope you don't take this wrong. A crowded room don't mean that you still can't feel alone.
Because in high school, no one accepted me. I came in around 7th grade. They looked.
Didn't I say something about him being a clown in school? Or someone who just kind of like never grew up? I could have sworn I said something like that a while ago.
No one accepted me. I came in around 7th grade. They looked at me, and I never fitted because everybody looked at me as a weird Jamaican kid. Everybody was already clicked up. Like, I remember being in a fucking like lunchroom or whatever, and they're beating the fucking clips that beat, the grinding beat on the fucking. I'm like, what the fuck are these hooligans doing?
It sounds like you didn't fit in because you were judging. That's crazy. I don't know who this nigga is, but that was he just put that nigga through fucking therapy. He just put a whole fucking psychoanalysis on this nigga. This that breakdown that Kendrick did to save to his favorite rapper. Bro, this instrumental in your delivery is a chef's kiss. You got some hard-hitting bars. Yeah, not just to him. Yeah, it's a real good song. I always support that fuck act stuff. Oh, bet. You should put Akadiddy. I liked it. I did. Alright, dope. Now, today, was it today or was it like yesterday? When was this? This was yesterday. Apparently, Absol and Mockbop, I don't know who the hell this nigga is, but apparently that's who this nigga is. Absol and Mockbop give their take on academics' response. So this should be interesting.
You don't know why I feel like shit right now, bro.
Hey, stay off Crip Street.
Hey, yo, you a funny ass nigga though, bro.
What's the consensus, man?
The consensus, I think that motherfucker, everybody say it's hard, like as far as the consensus go, but you got questions, that's all. I don't know how you want me to ask you.
I want ask the question, cause I need to talk. Niggas need to know the context.
Word to big bird.
Context.
It is a lot of shit going on, bro. So niggas is all right.
Context. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we in the chat. What
they laughing. They laughing right.
Stay off Crib Street.
Stay off Crib Street, bro. Hey, you know what's so crazy that you even called me right now? I was literally just speaking on you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was like,
I'm still a Philistine.
You are Philistine, bro. I swear to God, I was just thinking on. I just brought up Carver D.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, man, it's just a small world and all that shit. I was like, nigga, so brought Carver D around, like it's just really tapped in. So that's
Barber D though.
Yeah, Barber D. Yo, for real.
Look at small house.
I bought Daylight.
Facts.
Yeah, we really like, dog. Tell you, man, aside from rap, man, we like.
No facts.
Bro, bro, we was all supposed to bark each other out.
Yeah.
All the homies just bark each other out.
Facts, bro.
Rap, like, bro, we the real Black Panthers.
No,
bro.
that's real. I was literally speaking on that type right now.
Like, that's what we really be on. You feel me?
Yeah, but all that. So
Oh yeah, I call perfect. Yeah, and I just got off the phone with Don Day. Like, man, what's like? We said the same. Man, you funny.
Yo, you really a funny ass.
Absol seems like a funny
You
guy.
hilarious, bro.
I really had a point. I don't know before I. Is there any questions? Before I get into my shit?
Okay, let me ask you. I got a couple quick ones. So the people want to know: are you getting that reason?
Well, I do believe in rhyme and reason. I mean.
Hey, you hilarious, bro. You really crazy.
Hey, look, let me tell you, look, we outside, man. Listen.
We definitely outside right now.
I want to know why lit the charger on fire and Dale's liquor. So everybody go ask reason why he lit the red charger on fire and he lit Dale's liquor on fire.
Recently in the video?
In the studio and I guess that's the last thing I seen from him though.
Oh, I gotta check that then.
The blasphemous?
Like he wasn't.
This is after TDE.
Yeah.
You are lying.
Wow, man, I'm telling you. I mean, I know we ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I take it seriously because he's supposed to be.
No, I hear you. Okay. So that is smoke. I don't want to act.
So.
Hey, you really a crazy ass.
I'm on that right there.
You are.
I'm on that. Like, I'm tired of niggas play. Give me my bride.
Yeah. Yo, I've been listening to that song like fucking all day today, bro. And that part goes so hard. I wish I came up with that shit, bro.
I don't even want to ask about that bar you followed up with for no reason, because that's crazy.
Yeah,
all right.
That was crazy.
This nigga gonna say that was crazy.
Hey, but I really don't like that. I really don't like that saying though, that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that saying.
Why?
The whole like, 'cause it's just too vague.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole like I like to for every action there's a reaction type thing.
Facts.
And the homegirl got like put it. Like she said, within every event lies reason.
Oh.
I like
that. Is true. That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? More
she sounds wise.
About whatever y'all want to make it about. But take it how you want to take it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said reason might take it that slow going at him, but I
take
like
it how you want to take it. But I got questions for him, dog, because So,
all right, okay, so that's that. So you should be expecting some bars from that song.
Oh.
Okay, all right. And mind you, the record, I like it. It's a good record. It's a good record.
Yeah, shout out that nigga Low the Great. And
shout out Low.
The biggest bucko, Python P.
Yes, sir. Python going crazy, bro. I like what's going on with Python right now.
He going crazy right now.
No, for sure. So, okay, it's some more bars you said in there. We're going to get you a call.
Man, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it, man.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So, it's so crazy because I wanted to have you pull up. But we can do it. It's cool. So, listen.
It's cool. This better.
This better for sure. So.
I'm a ghost right there.
So, like, you got a lot of going on right now around your name.
I got a lot of going on right there.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so was you disappointed in the records that came from the West Coast?
It's not that I was disappointed, right? Like, what the thing is, like, it got diluted because, like, I kind of feel like everybody just kind of, like, started taking the opportunity, like, being opportunist about it, and then what they don't understand is, and like shout out my nigga Ray, man. Like Ray kicked it off, to be honest.
Yeah, Ray on that.
Like exactly. He on that. So like it should have stayed right there. Light gonna do what light do.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And like you gotta like, so it should have stayed right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like when these other people hopping in, like and don't know, they didn't know this was a friendly fade.
Yeah, yeah.
Like and really like, you know, niggas saying like, you know, don't talk about the homie, you know what I'm saying, don't diss the West Coast. I think that was a Jay-Z line. That nigga
Yeah, didn't even know that part though. That's why. That's what had me mad.
Yeah, my Joey hit me like, bro, like that nigga Problem just said too much East Coast dick licking on the thing. And then the homie said he was the king of New York. I mean, I ain't forgot. Shit, man, y'all got it lit over there, man. I'm trying to turn my side up, man.
Yeah.
Shit. Even the Ruler's Back is a Jay-Z intro. Like it was all New York homie.
Very,
so
very,
that
very.
wasn't his intention, but he wasn't oblivious to
how niggas was gonna receive it.
Yeah,
Right.
he wasn't like
Of
he
course.
ain't dumb. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Even it's too much West Coast dick licking ain't even like
Dickleys.
dissing the West. It's more so he hating.
Yeah. Or not even that. Like he literally was just quote like he was paying homage to Jay-Z on the.
No, I understand that part. I'm talking about how other should have received it that didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
And that's where we come in though, why? Because like a lot of these new that's why we're important. Like we're the big homies now.
Yeah, that's a
and
fact.
It's important. Like I'm KRS too. Like it's important for us to bridge the gap between like we need to know the roots of this.
Facts.
Like they probably did not that was responding didn't know that was a Jay-Z reference.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
You get what I'm saying? So like if would have had more understanding and if would have tapped in instead of just jumping in, because what that turned into was like it got like it pissed me off when it turned into West Coast versus Joey.
Yeah.
When it was not like bro, we just like bro, we just all in united front at the pop out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Did we not see the Red Bull Cypher guys? It's all about competition. These niggas are right now just having their sparring match. I mean y'all gotta fucking jump into. Sure, some shit was said. I don't mean y'all gotta really jump in like that, right? I kind of took my opportunist shot as well, but it wasn't even a shot. I applauded TD East with that. I wasn't even trying. I was just trying to be a part of it. I hope you heard that shit.
Niggas need to tap in and be organized, like, and like let the fade be the fade. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the homies.
Just enjoy the show.
You know what I'm saying? Sit back and enjoy the show.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying about that. And tap in, in, like see what's really going on. Them tapped in. Ray tapped in. Light tapped, like what what's going, You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You gotta tap in, like, so we can all be a united front. Because once it turned into that, every individual, we turned Joey into he was Thanos.
Yeah. Y'all just made him look more like
the collecting rings, but smacking niggas left and right.
Yeah, for sure he is.
Nigga ass cheeks.
He did his stuff fresh off of the reading the reading table. Niggas fresh off of the power set.
Yeah, facts.
That's what I'm saying. I was telling niggas like, bro, that nigga back in the gym, man. Like I'm telling you, that's a little third eye. That's a little bit of steam.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Joey got a stupid pen. Had to be prepared for all that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he just had to shake a little rust off, like, cause you see how he was powering up. That nigga was powering up.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Rapper.
So and I had to make it very, very clear, like, shit, nigga, me and Doe got this shit tatted on us. We got the 4-7 tatted on us.
Yeah, I was trying to like tell that to like, no, it's different with them, bro. Like, we really know these for real. It's like really different.
Come on, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, these really like it's really family like that, and it was healthy. Like, battling was healthy, and we were showing like this how you keep a friendly fade and keep it that way.
Yeah, for real.
But like it kind of like I feel like started jumping in, and then it's like, you feel me? It just got diluted.
Yeah, but he held his own nonetheless, though. At the end of it, niggas trying to get in the mix, man. Niggas want them
That's what I'm
songs.
saying. Like I ain't never knocking no hustle.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you might want to tap in when you in the trouble.
Hey, so you know academics on your motherfucking bumper, homie.
Oh, do I?
Oh, do I? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, learning Braille right now.
Learning Braille.
So what's your quarrels with that, man? You got this on your bumper, bro. We're gonna have to pack that out, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it's been a, I mean,
Do a whole track just for him.
I'm gonna keep it 190, bro. Like, he gotta do his job. Like, I think that's it. I think he doing. I want to think he like doing his job. That's just what he do. He just he clickbait, controversy or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, what he don't understand is where it's, like, in essence, bro. Like, I kind of was trolling him.
You're
Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Cud has, spoke on the homies real, you know what I mean? Like, and it is like that, like, bro, like, if I see, you know what I mean? It is like that, but at the same time, like, I was kind of trolling him. And a side of me thought he might have laughed at it. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that nigga, how your immediate thought is, well, yeah, that's amazing, but your funeral not gonna be as big as Nipsey's. Like, what?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, he crazy.
Exactly. Like aside from like again bringing up Absol's passed on friends, like why you keep trying to talk about like shit like this? You started out fucking Screwface pointed out to the world again how you got famous off the war in Chirac, laughing off dead bodies, like alluding to the fact that someone might come up one day and fill you full of holes, and feel justified in doing so. Not saying I want that to happen. I'm just saying it's plausible. It's ridiculously plausible. And you keep talking about niggas like dead niggas. Dog, you're going to catch a dog. Come on.
You speaking on the dead homies, bro.
Exactly.
Bro, I don't need that many people at my funeral. What are you talking about, bro? Like, throw your hands up. Like, what do Nick got to do with, like...
Exactly.
It's the fade. Like, bro, I said I'm going to slap you. Like, why you bringing the dead homies into this funerals? Like, dang. Like,
Yeah, nah, for real.
That's where it's like, and then we go on. I'm watching it. He's entertaining, right? But then I'm really paying attention though, cause a nigga got kids now and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching him, paying attention. And he crashing out and he don't even he throwing up handicap placards and the Braille thing. Like, bro, you disrespecting whole.
Whole thing.
You disrespecting the whole suicide. Like, that's really.
Yeah, it's like taking what Daylight said without the apology, right? Because Daylight at least felt remorse for what he said and did like a track and a half about it. Fucking Ack doubled and tripled down, writing like that little thing we said, and apparently making further posts afterwards. Dog, you. Again, I need to see this nigga get slapped by Absol at least, or somebody.
Happening.
Yeah.
Watch that song get slapped on camera by a woman that's taller than him. But no, I need one of these niggas to do it.
Yeah, he brazy. He really brazy for sure. That's that certain get crashed over, but
yeah, bro, it's really on some God bless him, for real, you know what I mean? And now I really want to slap him.
that nigga.
I really want to slap him though,
exactly.
You disrespect the whole community, man. It's a blessing. I'm still walking back,
facts,
you know what I'm saying? It's for real, and I'm really legally blind, bro. But I can see,
I can see enough to slap you.
You a fat ass. Yeah,
you know, man. You know.
Exactly.
You know about the shepherd. What you mean, man? Come on, gang. But I just don't he should have just stayed on me and said, okay, you gonna slap me? Okay, we'll see what happens. Boom. But when you start disrespecting whole communities that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People that are really handicapped, people that really are blind and got it, people that really deal with, you know, suicidal thoughts. Like that ain't even about me no more. You disrespecting the whole, you know what I'm saying? So that.
Yeah, that's fucking bananas. But side note, if he's legally blind, does he write, or is he like a Little Wayne where he just kind of technically freestyles everything he does?
That's sad, bro.
No, that's the only way you can receive that type. Is like, oh, that nigga
It
really
is.
crazy. Like,
Yeah, like it could be fun. Like it was funny up until that.
Yeah, he had me crying at certain points, but
Yeah,
I'm
certain
like,
point it was funny. Like, yeah, it's entertaining, but like, I'm like, oh no, he pulled out braille. He pulled out braille. Like, man, I'm gonna have to learn braille. Like, oh man.
That's kind of funny, but it's
God
dark.
said a prayer for me, bro. He said, bro, I'm the pastor, bro. He said a prayer for me.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, he but that's how them be on the internet, bro. They be rage baiting. That's rage baiting shit right there.
That's also
yeah,
true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And guess what? Like, I ain't never knocking no hustle, but like I'm curious to know if he really feel like that or if he came to pod.
He came to pod.
Okay, bet.
No, like seen him and how he act in real time when run down on him and shit. Like he all
right,
spooky.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so if that's the case, then you know,
Spooky
pod,
J.
man, but like, you know, be you know, like, you know, tread light, man, because that's you speaking on things that really affect other people that ain't got nothing to do with this.
No, that's a fact.
That's all I got to say about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That nigga, that had me crying though, Aki. I mean, so he said you ain't gonna be able to see him in that room though if y'all.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
Hey, them eyes, tell him them eyes kick in, bro. You are the last dragon.
Oh my God, homie, you funny as dog.
He is fucking funny. He's a funny
Leroy.
fucking guy. A lot of rappers are funny as shit.
Like, for real, bro. Like,
a lot of rappers are
like,
really fucking
bro,
funny.
like, yeah, we really from the land like that, bro. Like, niggas have to get out for.
Yeah.
Come on, like, I said I'm gonna slap you, nigga. Keep it right there, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
So that nigga Dizzle was laughing at you, trying to get you some.
Oh God, that nigga funny as hell, man. You funny, bro. Like, man, that nigga.
Yeah, those are hilarious.
He didn't have to do him like that. You know, Dizzle, man. Dizzle a good kid.
Yeah. So what's up, bro? We going to Toronto or what, man? We gonna get the PJ and gonna hit top, tell them to set it up.
Fuck
bro.
no, I ain't going to Toronto, man. I ain't going to Toronto.
Damn.
No, man. Real shit, man.
I ain't got everybody.
Go to Jersey.
But I'll definitely most likely be in Jersey. How about
Whoop.
They did
How about that?
already.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'll be.
Yeah. You gonna be over
I'm just
there.
saying in general.
Like, what you mean?
Yeah, we could be in Jersey all day though. They show
could be
nothing but
in
love in Jersey, bro.
What are you talking about, bro?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, but ultimately, like, you know.
You won't conveniently be in Toronto when he's in Jersey.
No, for real.
Like, we ain't even gonna drag that. But like, I just want everybody to know, like, the record, it was not a diss record. It was like it was given, and the beat, like, the battle was over. It was me giving context to what was going on. It was a recap and letting people know, like, my history with Joey and Pro Era and Shipes, you know what I'm saying? And you feel me? Like, so, boom, like, and then, like, you know, like, it was not the West Coast versus Joey. It was not that. It was the homies versus Joey, and like I didn't like how they started writing that. Like, you feel me?
No, yeah.
So I had to pop in, like, hey,
message. You can't do all that. Message.
Real talk, man. Shit, man. I can push some buttons too, man. Real talk. You see, they call me the boogeyman. I'm the boogeyman. I'm the boogeyman now.
Yeah, they're scared of you though, dog.
Oh God, because it's all only because it's all on the floor. What they gonna say? I ain't said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
They
That's a
learned
fact.
that from Eminem. That's what we do over here, bro. We keep it like, bro, it's all on the flow. Like, what you gonna say? Like,
no secrets.
It's all on the flow.
Hell
like,
yeah, man. I'm gonna see if this is how I'm gonna know if you the boogeyman. Because if it pop out for no reason, if that motherfucker, that's when I'm gonna know. If he don't pop out for no reason, I'm gonna know you the boogeyman.
Right.
Nah, for sure.
That's gonna let me know. Right there, though.
Spooky hours. We'll be in the shadows.
I'm in the shadows right now, man.
We'll be in the shadows, man. But nah, I just, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, just pointing out that it was love, man. Like, and we still got this shit lit. You feel me? And you know, shit, need to get back to the booth, man. Everybody work on their shit, man. I wanna hear some great music. Niggas got a good workout in.
Nah, for real.
That's what I'm saying. Real talk, man.
You ready for this?
Go get your tickets, man.
Oh yeah, we on the same.
You know what I'm saying? Get your tickets, man. You feel me? TXDXZ, not KZZ. You feel me? Get your tickets, man. Coming to a theater near you.
You did.
We're gonna be out there, man.
You did.
Man.
Hell yeah, man. Proud of you, gang. You feel me?
Nah, man.
I'm trying to hit some of them dates too, though.
Nah, for sure. Let me, you ain't gotta let me know. Just pop out. You feel me? You already know.
Sure.
See, don't know where we. Hey, wow, these niggas don't know where we been, dog. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's a fact, bro.
These do not know where we been for this shit, dog. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Whole cemeteries surround. Like,
oh my God! Now that story, bro, that's a movie.
No, they gotta pay us for that.
They gotta pay for that one. That's documentary. That's definitely going in the documentary, especially how it's turning out right now.
Come on, like, bro, like, really.
Hey, we the illest niggas though when you really think about that.
Bro, hey, straight out of Compton was crazy. Yo,
yeah, see the next movie. Oh my God! You know what's tripping out though, bro? There's a stadium.
We gonna call it the homies.
Yeah, the homies. The homies for sure.
The homies, real shit.
So what was your experience like at that stadium watching that perform, dog?
Oh man, I really went to go do a look for that one. That's why I'm going to the Vegas one.
Oh, you gonna go to the Vegas one too?
Yeah, you know, I just went to go do a 2-step.
I went to go eat.
Go touch the people.
Okay.
I knew I wasn't gonna be able to enjoy it in LA. It was gonna, you know.
Oh, you went out there just so the people could see you a funny ass.
Exactly.
Give them what they, show the solidarity. But I'm going to Vegas on Saturday.
Okay, we was thinking about doing all that
shit. That's today.
Going out there for real,
like really, like, you know what I'm saying, really hoodie up and watch it for real.
No,
that shit looked amazing.
It looked crazy. Well, for sure, nigga, slide to Vegas then.
Oh God. Oh man, I'm glad I hit you. On God, I was hitting you just to see what you had. That's perfect. I'm really the Billy.
You really Billy Steen for shit show, bro. You really Billy Steen.
But yeah, hey, y'all hold it down though. I'm gonna come. Yeah, I'm gonna come pull up on you though soon though. Don't even trip.
Yeah, for sure. So just hit me fully.
Yes, sir.
Shout out my Solo, man. This all unscripted, bro. I don't be having no script. Shout out my
That's crazy.
Soul. So let me tell y'all why Soul
That's
so
crazy
funny.
serendipitous.
Soul calling, he just got off the phone with Dot. Asking that nigga the same shit. Like, yo, so what'd you think? The homies is hilarious, chat. The homies is hilarious, dog. So really shout out to my boy, man.
Yeah. It does seem like a lot of fucking Kendrick's camp. Like a lot of our rappers from that era are just like the chillest fucking people. Everyone's so fucking foolish. I want to be part of the group chat. I just want to see the fucking memes and shit and just the random shit they talk about. I won't even say nothing. I just want to watch. It's just fucking hilarious. It's a great video though, like in general. I'm gonna just subscribe because that shit was fire. And that's gonna do it for me for the night. So if y'all want some more of this, y'all know what to do. Stay tuned.